Hare Krishna. Lesson 9. Before we go into lesson 9, let's recap what we learned in lesson 8. Narada said, desirable kamya acts are causes of disappointing occurrences. Therefore, by giving up such descriptions, it is desirable to narrate only pastimes of the Lord. A devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down to the lower species of life. He certainly does not undergo material existence like fruitive workers. Srila Prabhupada writes, a karmi suffers the result of his own fruitive reactions, whereas a devotee is reformed by chastisement directed by the Lord himself. The example of a devotee who fell down to the lower species of life was not deprived of perfection can be seen here. For example, Bharata Maharaja, Chitraketu. Devotees does not suffer like fruitive workers because a devotee who has once relished the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord, remembering the same again, does not desire to let them go. When one is awakened to the stage of Bhava Bhakti after the stages of Nishtha, Ruchi and Asakti, at that time devotional service becomes tasteful. Therefore, pure devotional service is the supreme process. Let's go to lesson 9. Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Narada instructed Vyasadeva to mainly describe the pastime of the Lord. It is obvious to know who is the Lord and what are his pastimes. Hence, Narada Muni says, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, is himself this cosmos, and still he is aloof from it. From him only this cosmic manifestation emanated. In him it rests, and unto him it enters after annihilation. Your good self knows all about this because your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the Super Soul, personality of Godhead, because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. I have given only a synopsis. Please, therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. Srila Prabhupada writes, for a pure devotee, the conception of Mukunda, Lord Sri Krishna, is both personal and impersonal. The impersonal cosmic situation is also Mukunda because it is the emanation of the energy of Mukunda. For example, a tree is a complete unit, whereas the leaves and the branches of the tree are emanated parts and parcels of the tree. The leaves and branches of the tree are also the tree, but the tree itself is neither the leaves nor the branches. The cosmic manifestation created by the Supreme Lord by his material energy is also simultaneously different and non-different from him. The material energy is non-different from the Supreme Lord, but at the same time, because that energy is acting in a different way, it is different from him. This simultaneously one and different philosophy is called Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Independent practices of austerities, sacrifice, study of the Vedas, etc. can't yield perfection. Narada says, performance of bhakti is the conclusion of all the scriptural statements recommending austerities, sacrifice, study of the Vedas, chanting of hymns, etc. The duties enjoined in the scriptures are purificatory processes. Such purificatory processes are applied either in the service of the Lord or for sense gratification. When wholly and solely these are applied in the service of the Lord, advancement in spiritual path is guaranteed. Srila Prabhupada writes, all the sages and devotees of the Lord have recommended that the subject matter of art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, and all other branches of knowledge should be wholly and solely applied in the service of the Lord. Science, art, philosophy, and all similar activities engaged in the service of the Lord are all factually Hari Kirtana or glorification of the Lord. Before we end, let's have a quick recap of what we learned today. From the Supreme Lord, only this cosmic manifestation emanated. In Him it rests, and unto Him it enters after annihilation. The Lord is aloof of this. Narada instructed Vyasadeva to describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. The cosmic manifestation, created by the Supreme Lord by His material energy, is also simultaneously different and non-different from Him. This simultaneously one and different philosophy is called Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Independent practices of austerities, sacrifice, study of the Vedas, etc. can't yield perfection. Performance of bhakti is the conclusion of all the scriptural statements recommending austerities, sacrifice, study of the Vedas, chanting of the hymns, etc. All the sages and devotees of the Lord have recommended that all the subject matter must be engaged in the service of the Lord, such as Hari Kirtana or glorification of the Lord.